Catch my black and gay bitch. Catch my black and gay bitch.
Would I ever date a woman again? Listen, I like to have fun. I'm a grown-ass woman. You right.
I was shocked when she said she was marrying a man. But I'm sure you did it once, you'll do it twice, you'll do it thrice.
Has everyone at the table been with a woman before?
My husband and I had things before that we explored. And I did it because that's what my husband wanted. And as a wife, I was like, I want to submit.
Right.
Oh, you didn't want it.
No, I would not.
I
be
would
so
rate her kiss aggressive. And this is before she knew I was gay. Girl.
You just said you're gay?
I mean, damn, I'm a year in now, bitch. I think I'm full-blown lesbian at this point.
Yeah.
We passed fluid. We is at the exit of gay, and I done got off and made a right turn.
It just wasn't my thing. And I have a fluid child. And trust me, I understand what it is.
Yeah.
Has anybody else been with a woman?
I am.
Was it a real relationship?
No. My hairdresser at the time, she ended up sleeping with her.
No!
I thought that I was gonna be full out gay. I moved her to Atlanta and she hopped on top of my brand new car because I was talking to men. She tried to beat me up and she ended up with my hairdresser.
Was the girl in the entertainment business?
She wanted to be an actress, but she never did nothing. She was on the couch.
Do we know? Not on the couch.
I done had men took from me, but I done had a woman taken from me too. Enough of the gayness. I was ready to be straight again.
Hey guys, you are tuned in to Catch My Black and Gay podcast, where being black and gay is definitely okay. I am your boy Jay, and I have my co-host with me, Torian.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
No chef today. He is absent. Getting that shmoney. So we needed to pull up on you guys because we are huge fans of Real Housewives of Atlanta. They are the blueprint to reality TV. And so we just finished watching the recent episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17. And there was a scene in this episode that kind of made me upset a bit. And I wanted to give us a space to talk about it and see what you all think as well. And so with that being said, as you guys know, Portia Williams is dating a woman, Sway. And I mean, I don't think this was a big shocker to anyone. I mean, we already know, like, going back a few seasons with the whole Candy situation. Like, one person that I know has never lied on or has been accused of being a liar on reality TV is Miss Candy Burris.
And that's my favorite. I love her. Love her down.
Like, people hate on her so much, like... and that's another thing we'll talk about in a coming episode, but whatever. But you know, to me, this wasn't a big shock. I don't think anybody was really shocked about it.
No.
But I do think that it is a history lesson on watch what the fuck you say and do. Because you never know what the fuck you're gonna end up. And the reason why I say that is because you guys know when Portia first became a housewife, there was a video going around of her doing her first sermon, because you know her family is very heavy into civil rights and the church and things like that. And so she did her sermon and she was condemning the gays, honey. And you know, is that the word condemning? Is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Condemning the gays.
Sending folks on a fast trip to hell.
Yes, with gasoline draws.
But she driving the motherfucking bus. Child,
Okay. She owned the fucking bus, bitch. Okay. Scissor kicking and shit in the pool pit. Shit.
Not bumping pocketbooks.
I am a church boy, or used to be, and I know how it goes down in the church. You have these past. If I told you the amount of now, let me not. Now, y'all know I ain't ashamed to tell my business, but.
Wait.
I don't want to go to hell because I will tell you, I'll put it this way. I've had many instances where a man of God
Oh Lord.
has made proposition, a man of God,
Oh Lord.
men's of God, like multiple, have made
Oh
propositions.
Lord. Have mercy.
And I won't say
Jesus.
but you know what? Fuck it. Yes, I have sinned.
I'm done. Immediately, several names come to mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we
But
share one. Tori and I share one. Yes, honey.
do we consider? Okay, fine. I guess we.
I mean, we both have had some type of sexual encounter, right?
This is why
Whether we nutted or not, bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, I was thinking about one of our favorites though, who is no longer with us.
Oh, no, no, don't do that. He wasn't that. No, bitch, don't that down. Go too far. No, bitch, go too far. No. He just used to like to put his hands on me. That was it.
That's not what TJI Fridays on Thursdays said.
I mean, we went to his church and he called you out and gave you a hug, honey. He brought you to the. Did he come running down the aisle or did he?
I did not run down the aisle.
No, I said, did he come down running down the aisle? I believe he came to you to get a hug. You didn't come,
yeah,
or you met him halfway, something like that.
He had me stand up. That was the extent of what I did. Thanks. Moving on.
Because it had gained so much traction. What happened at Fridays, because remember his assistant or whatever came up looking for him and I was like, why is this bitch looking at me, like, because they pointed me out that that's the dude that he was being inappropriate with. But it wasn't no gay shit, it was drunk shit, so
which often sometimes lead to gay shit depending on the person. But I digress. Moving on. Yesterday's episode.
I actually miss him. That's crazy.
No, that was,
even though our relationship, it was toxic, but
yeah. All things considered, he was a good dude. And we spent many a days at Fridays.
Damn, you took a throwback.
Not having to pay a bill.
We would drink up to wazoo, and this man of God would use the church's money to. Let me stop.
You will not,
baby. Don't be no fool, bitch. That was the church's money.
We are sidetracked.
We are so sidetracked. I'm so sorry.
Oh, God.
Bitch.
Lord have mercy. Jesus. So, Portia.
Sorry. What bothered me about that scene, and I don't want to be a prude at all, but what bothered, it was a playful scene. Which I actually enjoyed listening to them. But there's a part of me that felt like they did a disservice to the people that support them. a majority, at least over half of the population that watches Real Housewives of Atlanta, or just Real Housewives franchise at all, it are people that are part of the LGBTQ plus community. And to talk about being gay and dipping in a lady pond like as if this was a choice, especially K Michelle. And K Michelle, that's my girl. I love her music. I got all her albums. Like, but to say like, yeah, no, I don't want to be gay no more. I didn't want to be gay no more. Like, there are people out here that would love to turn off the gay, right? Go ahead. What are you gonna What were you gonna say?
No, finish your point.
Oh, I think there are people out here that would love to turn off the gay. And you know what? This actually brings up another thing with Angela early on. I think it was the last episode when she had her daughter is gay, and there she got married, and there had been an issue. But actually, let's bookmark that and talk about that a little later. But I felt like, I don't know. I just felt like they could have, again, I'm not taking away from the playfulness and all that. I really did enjoy it, but I just, some of the comments, right,
Yeah.
it just made it seem like being gay is just something that you can wake up, choose to be. And like, Portia been gay since she was a kid. I don't give a fuck. She was fighting them fucking demons, or that she think, you know, she been fighting that for forever. That's why she said, I've always imagined my life being married with a man, right? Like, because I feel like that's what she saw, that's what her family wanted, that's what she wanted. But I think she was fighting the gayness. And
Yeah, so I have a different take. I hear that. I also think that, one, about the Portia, taking the Portia comments first. The thing that stood out to me was her comment around um, seeing her life with a man, right? But then also saying right after that, but I take care of myself. And so now that, as if, because now she's not dependent on a man or the heteronormative, like somebody's taking care of me, now I can take care of myself. It's like, now I have permission to be a lesbian, or now I have permission to actually live out loud the way that I want to, or with whom I want to, right? So to me, that was problematic as fuck. Like, why is your vision around your sexuality attached to your dependency on a gender, your dependency on a man particularly, right? So that was my thing with Portia comments. I didn't take this scene as folks alluding to their ability to turn off or on their sexuality. I saw this more of like a, when I hear people say that, you know, I'm not gay no more or that sort of thing, I hear that as, okay, you're not a practicing gay. Like you're not engaging, because we all make a choice, unless we are assaulted, we all make a choice to engage in behavior, right, with the same gender. I'm not talking about attraction here. I'm talking about behavior, right? And so I think that what I heard them saying was that, you know, they would never engage with um, the same sexually. They would never practice sexually being with the same gender. I didn't hear it as them like, yeah, I didn't hear it as a, oh, I'm no longer going to do this, or I'm no longer going to be this. More so, I'm no longer going to do this. I'm not going to do this behavior. Um, yeah, I think the other thing that I would say that stuck out to me was, I have, one of the challenges that I have around sexuality conversations, and this to me came out during Pinky comments around bisexuality, and this idea that if you are bisexual, somehow that means that you aren't able to be monogamous, right? Like you're not able to be with one or the other, that somehow it's going to you're going to end up being with, if you're with a man, you're going to end up having sex with a woman, or if you're with a woman, you're going to end up having sex with a man, right? That, to me, that centers the sex of queerness and not the attraction or the love components, because cheating is cheating if you're not in a consensual non-monogamous dynamic. And so I just struggle sometimes with that, um, because I think for me, I would consider myself attraction wise that I am bisexual.
Hmm.
I just have not practiced bisexuality,
Okay.
in years, right? Like I haven't been with a woman in a very long time, be that sexually or intimately beyond just sex, but like I haven't been with a woman in that context. And so I just struggle sometimes with when we're framing sexuality conversations through a predominantly sex driven lens, which I think to me stood out during Pinky's comments.
Got you. And I also want to know what the, like, she was saying something about it was something internally. I would love for her to do, like, because that makes me speculate a little bit. Like,
We're talking about Pinky.
yeah, Pinky.
Oh,
She said, they said, well, why did you break up with her after 3 years? She said something internally. So I don't know if that means internally in the relationship or internally with herself. Because I do think that, because Black culture is rooted in religion, we say it's the spirit leading us to be healed from gayness and shit. But
yeah.
you,
From
you
the
know,
context, I picked up that it was pertaining internally to the relationship, because I
okay.
think when she brought that up, they were talking about, again, they were talking about her attraction to both, and
Mm-hmm.
somehow alluding to like, did she have sex with someone else, like a man,
Mm-hmm.
which caused the end of the relationship? Um, and she was just saying, at least that's how I understood her to be saying,
Yeah,
that it was
I guess
a
I'm just
race.
looking for shit, bitch.
I mean, but hey, listen, it may sound like that, and then you actually have more conversation, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, so, and it may be both, right? Like I think sometimes it we're human, and so we're very complex creatures, we're very layered creatures, and so it may, on the surface, it may be one thing, but it also could very well be, battling internally around sexuality. I mean, because if we are, I'll say for me, I'll use the I statement. There are times when I not struggle with my sexuality. I'm clear about my sexuality, but there are moments where I, you know, question around, am I really, is this what I feel? Right. And I think especially for me, because when people, when you ask some people, you ask them, when did you first know that you were gay, or that you had an attraction to the same gender? They're able to pinpoint the class, the person, whomever. I don't have that story, right? My
Mm-hmm.
story is different from that. And so because I'm not able to flesh out like a specific moment in time,
Right.
for
Right.
me, what I know is that the first recollection I have of attraction to the same gender was surrounding sexual assault, right? And so when people ask me, when did you know? I'm like, well, I don't know how to answer that question because of this history. What I can say is, because I'm not able to definitively say this or that, I know that today, at my grown big age, this is how I identify. And that's just that, right? Um, so yeah.
See, I think for me, it like I think you're born that way.
Hmm.
I don't think like sometimes like, and this is just my opinion, and I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be ignorant because I know there are people who disagree. Because I also had that phase where I was like, is this because my me being molested at
Yeah.
a I mean, I was molested from the age of 5 to like 7, almost 8. And it happened 5 days a week, And so was this grooming? Was this,
Yeah.
but then I look back and I'm like, well, my sister wasn't molested, right?
Yeah.
Or sexually assaulted. And we're twins. And as for as long as I could remember, I mean, even my cousins, my older cousins would say, Chad, we used to talk about you and your sisters all the time. When they grow up, they're going to be gay because y'all were just opposite, right? Like,
Yeah.
my sister was the, tomboy or the boyish one. And I've always had been feminine,
Yeah.
And so even from a young age. And so, I mean, the body to me, right? The body has, you can't say all the male genes go to the right sac and the other genes go to the girl go to the left. Like, the body does things.
What it does. Yeah.
And so, I think what I'm starting to realize as you and I are talking, I might be jealous. And this scene might have triggered me because I'm jealous that a bunch of black men can't do what they just did.
You know what? Thank you, because that was going to be one of the things that I touched on at some point, which is like women can sit at a table like this and openly discuss this because it's more socially digestible for folks, right?
Yep.
One of the things that I put down here too in my notes was around. It was really interesting to me that both Drew and Kelly wrapped up their experience with women with their marriages.
Yes.
Right. That also stuck out
interesting
to me.
Ooh.
Right. Because I think it relieves to them. It relieves them of some like attraction to women. It's like,
Yes.
oh, I did this because of my husband. I really didn't want to do this, but I did it because I wanted to please my husband, kind of a thing. And so that also stuck out to me. That was really interesting to me.
That is very interesting. It stuck out to me with Drew, not necessarily Kelly, but you are onto something because I mean, last season it was Drew texting Ty, who is an ex WNBA player who is gay.
Used to date what's homegirl's name? Mimi.
She's dated a few people, a few celebrity women, and so Drew admitted to texting her every day, going, so I think it was something a little bit more, but you have to understand too that Drew rooted her in religion.
Her mother,
right?
yeah.
Her mom is a pastor. She grew up in church. Before she joined Real Housewives of Atlanta, her and Ralph were the praise and worship leaders for one of the big churches and stuff. So I think there is, which brings me to my point of circling back to the whole Angela conversation with her daughter last week. Those that are not familiar, Angela's daughter, Angela's a cast member this season. It's her second season. Because I'm pretty sure we have listeners that probably don't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I just want to paint a picture real quick.
She's married to Charles Oakley.
Yes, so
legend in the basketball game.
Yes, that's my guy. I like him.
New York Knicks, actually. He used to play for the Knicks, if I'm not mistaken.
He did, and they just won. And so, so Angela had a conversation with her daughter. Her daughter is gay, and her daughter secretly got married to her girlfriend without letting Angela know. I think the way they brought the story up was a little like, it made Angela seem a little homophobic, but her daughter jumped on Twitter and was like, yeah, no, that's not my mom. When I came out to my mom, she took me to go get ice cream and we went shopping, and she supported me. I think Angela was hurt, right? Because let's is hurt. Yeah, is hurt.
Yeah, she's still hurt, definitely.
Like, being very honest, I think when parents have kids, there is this cloud of like a box of like normal, right? Like this is normal. This is what I want my kid to be.
Yeah.
Married, have kids, like that's normal. I don't think anyone has ever had a kid and said, I want my kid to be gay. So I think there
I
are
also think that's a problem, but go ahead.
really okay.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
wait, bitch, because I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole. Why do you think it's a problem?
Because I think, again, I think that's problematic because it does not leave room for your child to be human and for your child to be whoever he or she is designed, or they are designed to be, right? When you're coming with this expectation of, oh, I want my child to be this, look like this, do this, have this career. That's how you end up having to grieve when you realize that this picture that you painted of who your child you want them to be, they're not that at all. Right? Rather saying, I want a child that's healthy, prosperous, and like whoever they are, I want to know that they are being the best them they can be. I think so for me, it's like when you're framing it and not also to talk about the heteronormativity of it all, right? That like, oh, I want them to be married to the opposite sex, right? Or the opposite gender and all of these things. It's like, okay, again, what happens if your child comes out and is completely opposite of that? So that's why for me it's problematic. Even when I think about having kids, like I don't prescribe things to that. Like for me, it's whatever they want to be. I just want to make sure. I just hope that I am a father enough to allow them to be who they truly are. And I kind of practice that with my nieces, right? That like I try to be that safe space for them to be honest about who they are without the preconceived expectations of who I wanted them or who I desire them to be.
Yeah, I get that, but you're not saying that it's wrong that people don't have a baby and say, "I hope they're not gay," or "I hope they're." I'm sorry,
I,
I hope they are gay. Like,
I think it's natural for people to have dreams about who their child is or who their child is to be. I also think that it is problematic. Two things can exist at the same space,
yeah,
right? Like I think that it is problematic when you subscribe or prescribe what you want another human being to look like, be like, experience life, all of that jazz. But I know it's natural. It's a natural thing in parenthood.
yeah, and I think for me, I'm the opposite. Like, I want kids and. Working through that in therapy. I know y'all tired of me talking about therapy, but I go every week, and there is this part of me that's scared to have kids
Hmm.
because I don't want that for them, right?
Mm,
Why would
which
I
is
want
also
my
interesting.
kid? Yeah, but why would I want my kid to live a life that's oppressed? Why would I like want my kids to go through what I went through? And I mean, I think this is the problem with parenthood. Neither one of us are parents, but for me, I always think that a parent's position or want is you should want more for your kids than you had. Especially, and I guess to each his own, but for me, I don't know anyone that has grown up with a silver spoon in their mouth. If you look at your parents, I'm pretty sure they gave you a little bit more than what they got. I think a parent like that's what you should want. I'm not telling them to spoil their kids or anything like that, but I think that's the mindset that they have sometimes. And I forgot where I was going with that. But I don't want my kids to. Oh, I know what's going. I don't want my kids to live the same life I had. And I'm not like boo-hoo. I'm not a victim or anything. But if the world was better, if the world was more accepting,
Yeah.
I probably would. This probably wouldn't be a concern of mine. But I see no end in the future where we are the world, we are the children, we are the people that make the better place. Like I don't see that. At least
Yeah.
while I'm alive. And so even having a kid, I have discussed in therapy, like, is it selfish of me to have a kid knowing that I'm gay? I would feel so horrible if my kid came home crying and because the kids bullied him and said, your dad is gay over that. Like that would crush me. Um,
Mm.
and it's almost like I feel like I'm giving my child trauma before they even get into this world. And so,
So I understand that. I get
mhm,
that. I also think too that like some of it I mean we are black men.
hello.
So even absent being gay, right? That like unfortunately because of the world that we live in, we will experience some form of oppression and unfair treatment, injustice, all of the things, right? I and I also understand it or get the well, I don't want to add to it with my gayness, right? Um, what I will say is that there are many ways that we can be different than our parents,
Yes.
right? And it doesn't always have to be to the like it doesn't have to be like, oh well,
Materialistic. Yeah.
right, or like I am choosing not to do this thing that I may have a true desire for and may be very good at, right? Because of the fear of what the world is going to do, because the world is going to do whatever the world is going to do, right? And
Right.
continue to do that. I think the way that we be different is by ensuring that we are doing exactly what we had talked about earlier, right? That like we're being different by accepting our child, by creating a space for them
Right.
to always come and talk to us about whatever that thing is, right? Always leaving space for them to be true and honest and us being supportive,
Yep.
going hard in the paint for them, right?
Yep.
Like setting up the environment that nurtures them holistically, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of those things, right? Like we're setting a different precedent than our parents did, right? And while I am not a biological parent, this, I raised a kid from 13 months until they were like 11, until situations changed. But like, and so I understand that, like, and baby, listen, there is no one who could tell me that that was not my child, or tell them that I was not their dad, right? Um, but I bring that up because I think that that experience with helped inform how now I navigate my nieces, right? Of course, with all of the work that I do too, but it was that experience with him helped me evolve how I quote unquote parent, right? How I see the role of what a parent is or should be to me, right? That's very different than what we were raised with up and all of that. I think sometimes we do. I say that let me bring it back around. I think that our mere existence does not necessarily create the traumas that you're talking about. I think it's how we show up for the child that does more of a disservice or um, sets forth those traumas that you're talking about. Um, that again we had to deal with our parents and guardians and all of that.
Yeah. And I agree, and it brings to the point about going back to Angela, her being upset that
Yeah,
her daughter did not include her in
right.
the wedding or
That
the
she eloped.
marriage. Yeah,
Yeah.
but not even. I don't think she even like told her at first. I think she found out through somebody else,
Hmm.
maybe the grandmother at the time. But one thing I said to myself when they were arguing in that scene, Angela made it all about her, her not being invited, her not knowing, her this, her that, and I just wish she took a step back. And I don't think many people talk about this or understand this. There is a shame that comes with being gay. And sometimes I don't give a fuck who you are. Ain't nobody pop out the pussy and say, "Woo!" I don't give a fuck when nobody say like I'm gay. Fuck you. Like, I guess, and it could be just dependent on how you were brought up. Maybe I don't know. But there are the majority of people that are gay. If you talk to them and if they are in tune with themselves, they will tell you, and honest with themselves, they would tell you there is a shame that comes with being gay. And so we don't talk about that enough. And another reason why this scene kind of triggered me, right? Because if we as men, the bunch of straight, because all these women besides Portia are claiming to be straight now, if a bunch of straight men sat at a dinner table and talked about how they all had experienced kissing a man or kissing even a trans woman or something, child, I mean, yeah.
Would it have made the cut to be aired?
No. But it would have been a sense of judgment as well. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
any of these ladies, anybody looking at that is going to judge these ladies. So it triggered me. I wanted to talk about it. I got my feelings out, child. But go ahead. You were going to say something?
No, no. Also, to your point, just really quickly, is that because ain't nobody gonna say nothing to them because the women is like, oh, I got a chance, and the men are like, oh, now I can I can have a threesome, and that's fly as hell. Every straight man, I feel like fantasy is to have a threesome with two ladies. But I think that yeah, it's unfortunate because I think that we do need to create more spaces for men to be honest about their attractions.
Yep.
But then we bitch and complain and cast stones with folks who choose safety over anything else. Um, and I think that yeah, we do have to do better with that. I do think that there's some progress that I think we've made. Um, but I take your point and agree that we definitely do need to do some deeper work around that, and not just within our community as a whole, but also thinking about how we are what what we're able to depict on on television. Um, you know, I didn't watch the what's that show that had all of the very very sexual, sensual, gay scenes in it. I think Tyler Perry did it. What is that? Beauty in Black that had it. Oh, which one's got the gay characters? I don't remember.
All of
I mean,
his
I don't watch
shows,
it.
but Beauty in Black most recently. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there was a lot of hoopla, like, why you gotta be like, why are you doing the most? Even black gay men I saw posting about like, oh, he's doing the
Yep.
most and doing this.
Yep.
Like, why can't the same way we watch, heterosexual men do it, heterosexual people do it on television all the time,
Yep.
and we don't say anything about that? Why is it a big deal when we do it, when the gays do it? But yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, this episode was interesting. Yeah.
Well, more to come. I'm glad I got that off my chest.
Feel
Listen,
better now?
yes, and listen, stay tuned because we're gonna do a recap on the whole season. this is not like a recap show that we have, but I think this is part of our culture, and so we'll do
Yeah.
a recap once the reunion airs, or once the season concludes. We'll do a recap and go down the line on our thoughts for the season. But thanks for tuning in to Catch My Black and Gay podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms at Catch My Black and Gay.
Catch my black and gay, bitch. Catch my black and gay, bitch.